Wolpert.
Hi, I'm Lauren Wolpert, and I'll be reading from my book, Barking Up the Wrong Geek, page 29, Albert. Albert. The gray circles around the little boy's eyes made them call him Little Old Man, and his 5 years of life made him feel like an old man. He knew there was no Santa Claus, that children can die, and that if you swallow a tooth, it is possible to weasel some cash from the tooth fairy, if you put the correct words into the proper parental ear. That's right, there was no tooth fairy either. The little old man did not mind being lied to. It was his habit. He would take his disappointment and put it under the pillow where his tooth should be. Albert took his time while he tied his shoes and dawdled as he misbuttoned his sweater, so half the collar chafed his cheek and neck. Momentarily, he would be standing at the front door. His two older brothers waited outside, turning snow into slush, with the impatient shuffling of their galoshes, steam pouring out of their nose like a rare coal furnace. Albert, his mother called him, the name of a grandfather he never knew. You know better than this. He would know she was right, as she correctly buttoned the tip-top button, the one that kept his neck warm, the one preventing those chest colds he was said to be prone to, the one that was so tight he would really nearly make him gag. But at that moment, it would be great to be so near her soft cheek. Funny old man, she said, wanting to mush his hair. But it was parted so neatly. To mess it now would mean another half hour Albert would spend in front of the mirror in the company of his comb. She would wait till his bedtime. Sorry, Mom, Albert lied as he flicked the metal buckles of his rain boots closed. Be careful, watch the puddles, call if it gets dark, came the tape loop ringtone voice in his head. But who's going to listen on a day when the carnival is in town? She admired her three sons as they walked down the street. It pleased her how they ranged from tall, walking towards broad, to a tiny wisp formed by clothing. She wondered if the fourth had lived, if Albert would have let his sister hold his hand as they walked to the fairgrounds. Albert had seen snow turn to slush, but when they hit the carnival, it became mud. Dense mud like he'd never seen before, even in the summer when he jumped through the backyard sprinklers, shivering as he stomped his feet and swung his toothpick arms. He had never seen rich, thick, alive mud like this. He trailed behind his brothers as if he was a little boy sea urchin following a freighter, each footstep a suction pack between him and the earth. Slowpoke, his brothers yelled. Suck, 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 the mud wished him to stay. Albert stood. He swayed in concentric circles as his brothers cursed their bad luck for not knocking down any bottles with the softball or ringing the bell with the hammer, not shooting the clown full of water till its head blew up. Albert swayed from side to side, knowing these failures were his doing. All failures were Albert's. Tag along behind the long-limbed brothers who once again successfully lose you in a crowd, alone and too scared to scream. He knew the number 911 and how quickly women gather when a kid screams, "Mom!" And then quickly they look away. He is not my child. My child is safe. Pop! His boots became unstuck and a hydroplane formed between his feet in the mud. He slid through the crowd on his tiptoes, hoisted past the watchful eye of Bart Barker, hoisted up on bulging back pockets and corners of ladies' handbags. Thin music played through tin speaker. Lester and Lestam whirled past the burlap curtain, decorated with sun and moon, palm trees and dandelions. Their knees stepped high as their delicate socks drooped to their ankles. The bib of their matching sailor suits bounced up and down to the music with Albert's heart. They spun as Albert had spun, in the summer, on a picnic, in the fall, in the leaves, in the spring, on the blossoms, during the winter. Today, with Lester and Lestam, around till the whole drunken world whirls past the last sober child. In the excitement, Albert tried to see their faces, imagine open smiles with front tooth gaps and red apple cheeks. He heard their laughter from joy, not a forced down, tickle till he pissed himself laughter over calls of, "Who's your favorite brother?" They danced together. They were together, same age, same height as each other, as Albert. In front of grown-ups, they laughed and giggled, flinging their limbs like monsters who climb out of the closet at night. But not today, not scary today, not today. Why? Albert knew, without even meeting on a playground or at Sunday school, that they would be friends. Without a word, they would sit down by the blocks or fire truck and play make-believe voices, make-believe people, make-believe games. Albert would read to them what he could. Albert knew he could read better than they. He was told he was very smart. They would spell each other's name in the sand, and when no one was looking, exchange little kisses. He would be a twin again. He would know who his favorite was now. Lester and Lesson, pal and pal, Al and Al, together and again. No shame in spinning till the world stands still. 2 chickens appeared from the side of the stage. Their feathers flew and they clucked as they landed thump in front of the dancing children's feet. The chickens flew up despite the metal bands around their wings and hit the wire mesh that separated the stage from the spectators. The adults swayed back in unison saying, "Whoa." Not Albert. He watched the faces of his peers shine as they danced towards the chicken, each grabbing one. Each had their own, each watching their faces shine as they grabbed their chicken by the neck, swung them over their heads so fast he could hear the whizzing sound of their feathers made against the wind. A large hand with hairy knuckles clamped down on Albert's shoulders. "Hey kid, where's your folks? You're too young to be here without your parents. Read the sign." "I lost my sister." "You won't find her here," Bart said, and he was right. Lifted out of the tent, he woke from a dream, the stillborn reborn. "Albert, where were you? We had to call Mom, you know, and now she's coming to pick us up. Boy, is she pissed at you." Albert concealed his little old man smile, even as his brothers continued their threats of no summer, no supper, no television, no air, no water, no light. Albert acted scared, because in a way he did love them, even though they weren't his favorites, and wanted them to be happy. Yelling at Albert made them happy, so be it. It didn't matter now. It was a fair fight, no longer 2 against 1. No one remembered where Albert's blue baby doll came from, but everyone remembered how Albert loved his blue baby doll, a ragged old stuffed toy that was always in the big boy bed at night and in the morning dragged from place to place, even if place to place meant nothing but where Albert was. No ceremony was performed when it was put in exile. No date was marked on the calendar to note. Put it on a shelf rather than in the comfort of sleeping. You're no longer a baby anymore. Anyway, it was missing an ear, and the pupil had been gone from the left eye. It was broken and couldn't be fixed. Tonight, Albert listened for everyone to sleep. The television was turned off. The boys stopped their fighting. Down in the front hall closet, Albert takes a belt from his father's trench coat. He straps himself back to back with his little blue baby doll. On tippy toes of his tippy toes, he unchains the door. The weather is colder than this afternoon. Snow lightly falls, belts as it hits the salted walk. Tonight, Albert can dance in the snow with his baby Allison. 3 minutes his junior, little blue baby doll. Thank you, I'm Lauren Wolpert. That was from Barking Up the Wrong Geek. Please like and subscribe. Push all the buttons.